Hi, I'm Shay.
And I'm Hannah, and we're Dinnernational.
Today, we're cooking Thai food. I'm super excited about Thai food because it's one of my favorite foods. We were a little bit overwhelmed because there's like literally so much great Thai food, but we decided to stick with something simple. Today, I'm making a Kaeng Khiao Wan, which is a Thai green curry with fish.
And I'm gonna be making a Thai yum salad. So a lot of Thai salads are actually made with meat. That's right, meat. Our proteins that we chose are shrimp and Chinese sausage. So let's get started. So within Thai salads, there's 4 main classifications. We're not gonna get into all of them right now. Today we're going to make a yum variety. There's more guidelines than rules. You can replace different veggies or different herbs, and even the proteins can be interchangeable. Today we're using lapchong, Chinese sausage, and shrimp. All right, we're gonna get started with our salad. It's a change of pace from the usual easy salads that I make with very few ingredients. This is still easy. It's just more involved here. First, I'm gonna put in some bean sprouts. This is about a cup of bean sprouts. Put it in this big bowl here. This is about a cup of red onion. 1 cup of tomato that I've kind of cut. I used Roma. I feel like they're kind of meaty. I'm gonna set this aside and make the dressing. So we're gonna use a mortar and pestle for the dressing. If you don't have one, you can kind of just chop this stuff, mash it up, just get it into little pieces. This is 1 tablespoon of dried shrimp. It's a strange ingredient, first time we purchased it, but I've soaked it in hot water for about 5 minutes. For about 5 minutes. This almost got away from me. Don't let that happen. So I'm gonna mash this up. Just kind of get it into smaller chunks. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I don't really do this often. All right, so I've mashed this up into smaller pieces. I'm going to pour it into the salad, into the big bowl with the rest of the ingredients. Now we're gonna make the rest of the dressing. I have separated 10 sprigs of cilantro into stems and leaves. So we're gonna use the stems now for the dressing. We'll add the leaves at the end. So put these in here, kind of crush them. Ooh, that's a nice sound, very satisfying. The stems actually have a lot of flavor and they smell really good. And the leaves will add some fluff to the salad. Okay, I'm gonna add in 2 garlic cloves that I kind of roughly chopped just to get them started in here. I'm also going to add 2 Thai green chilies. Thai red chilies would have been probably best, but this is what we had. I'm gonna try to crush these into small pieces. The garlic is probably the trickiest one because you really want to pulverize it. This is going to be a really flavorful dressing though. One of the great things about Thai food, one of the many great things, they pack a punch. All right, I'm going to use some of this brown sugar. It's a good time for it. It's an abrasive agent. Put in here. This is about 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Oh yeah. Now stuff is breaking down a little more easily. Now I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime. And this is 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. I wish our mortar and pestle was a little bigger because this is getting really full, but I think we'll be fine. I'm just going to kind of stir it around, keep crunching the larger pieces. And we're going to set this dressing aside until we're ready to eat. But into the large bowl now, we're gonna put our proteins. So we have Chinese sausage. Yes, it's not Thai, but Thai people do eat it. That's about 3 Chinese sausages diced and cooked. We already cooked them. We didn't show you, but we cooked them. And this is also about 15 cooked shrimp. I'm gonna pour that in there. We just boiled it on the stove, kind of parboiled it for 30 to 45 seconds. It takes no time at all. We're going to mix this together and add our cilantro leaves. So pretty. And this is optional. If you don't have Thai basil, that's fine. But I'm just gonna pull some pieces of Thai basil and put it right into the bowl. So that was about 4 leaves. You can put as much as you want. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. This is a 1/4 cup of roasted peanuts. I'm just going to sprinkle that into the bowl. Like I said, set the dressing aside until you're ready to use it so the salad stays nice and fresh.
We are huge fans of curry in this house, and today we are going to make a Thai green curry. Thai green curry can be made with different kinds of protein like chicken or even eggplants, but today we are sticking with steaks of fish. It's fairly easy to make your own Thai green curry paste, but for some reason we were not able to find some of the critical ingredients in the store. We couldn't find galangal or kefir lime leaves, which are usually easy to find. So we're just gonna use a pre-made paste instead, because we don't want to let that stop us from showing you this delicious curry. So let's fry some fish. So as you can see, I have got about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. This is just canola oil. I'm just gonna quickly saute, say about 2 shallots. The oil's hot. And I'm just gonna add about 3 tablespoons of the pre-made paste to give this a nice stir. Okay, so these have been sauteing for 1 minute. The idea is not to cook this through, but then just to get it sauteed a little bit so it's not raw anymore. I like a little bit of extra punch. So this is just 1 clove of garlic, a little bit of ginger, and some red Fresno chili. So honestly, most of these ingredients are contained in the paste as well. So if you don't want it to be super pungent and super sharp, maybe skip these 3 ingredients that I just added. And I'm just gonna saute this for another minute. What I have here is some lemongrass. I just cut up 1 big stalk of lemongrass, and this is like 2 green chilies. I have left these in pretty big pieces because I can fish them out. If you like it super spicy, cut the chili into like much smaller pieces, like mince it in. I'll let this saute for like a minute as well. By this time, our paste should be sauteed a little bit, and so it's not super raw tasting. And I'm gonna add about half a can of coconut milk. I'm just using half now. I'll use the rest of the half later after this has been reduced. So I'm giving this a nice stir and let this reduce. See you in about 5 minutes. So as you can see, the oil and the cream has separated. So this is exactly what we were trying to achieve. But you might be wondering that this is not a Thai green curry, it's a Thai white curry, right? So there's this little trick that chefs use sometimes. This is spinach. And the reason we're adding spinach is because we don't really have the leaves that normally make the Thai green curry green. The green curry paste can only do so much, you know. I mean, since we don't have the lime leaves, we're basically just using the spinach for some added color. I'll just stir this in. Now we're talking. Isn't it looking like a green curry now? So once this is done, I'm just gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is brown sugar. So it's traditional to use palm sugar, but we didn't really find that. Now comes the first salty ingredient. That's about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Give this all a nice little mix. Smells amazing. Let's give this a little taste. Oh wow, it's beautiful. So now I'm gonna add the rest of the can of coconut milk in there. And I'm just gonna rinse out this cup with some water that I'll be pouring in this as well. At this stage, you could have used stock as well, but I didn't have any chicken stock handy, so I'm just using some bouillon. It's like 1 teaspoon to just add some extra flavor. I've never met a person who complains about extra flavor. So our curry is boiling, guys. This is the point where you would add your protein in. If you were doing chicken just poached in this liquid, this would be the perfect time to add your chicken. But since we're doing fish, I'm just gonna fry the fish on the side first and serve it on top. So it's time for me to add my vegetables. If you were using red peppers, this would be a time to add that. These are just baby corns, about 1 cup. And these are like sliced bamboo shoots. I realize that this can be a little hard to find, but we found it canned. So I'll just mix all these things together. And I'm gonna put this on the back burner and fry my fish. We're gonna keep it real simple with this fish. I'm just gonna sprinkle some salt on top. That's it, nice and easy. I actually dabbed it dry with a paper towel so that we can get like a nice sear. This is actually just the oil from frying my lapchung, but you can use some oil and it'll be like about 2 tablespoons. Alright, so I'm gonna let this sear for about 2 minutes per side, and you can tell that it's ready when it starts to flake. So see you in 2 minutes. My pan is smoking slightly, but that means my fish is probably ready to be flipped. Yeah, baby! That is exactly the color I was hoping to achieve with that. I'm gonna give this side another 3 to 5 minutes, then we're ready to serve. As you can see, these guys are nice and brown and my fish is completely cooked. Let's make some noodles. We did not find any Kaeng noodles, so these are just Chinese vermicelli noodles. This is about half a pack. The water's close to a boil. I'm just gonna put this in. This is super easy. Give it like 3 to 5 minutes and then pull it out. I cannot wait to eat this.
This was a pretty easy meal. I mean, there's a lot of ingredients, but it was just thrown together and it's just very tasty.
We actually had a pretty large breakfast, which is why we're just splitting one portion today. I'm gonna go in for the noodles and the curry. I think it's delicious. A bite of the salad.
It's really good. It's tangy.
With a name like Yum, I would be surprised if it wouldn't be Yum.
It's yum. This salad is fantastic. And you can replace any of the veggies, like I said earlier. We use these bean sprouts. They're perfect for this. It's like crispy and refreshing.
The vermicelli noodles are a really good combination with the green curry. I'm gonna eat more of the salad.
Oh man.
And the fish works really well with the green curry too. So the curry is spicy, but yet it's a little bit sweet. But the fish works perfectly with this. I'm loving this. I'm gonna add this to my weekly cooking rotation. See you next week.